Good evening and welcome to Metro Focus. I'm Rafael P. Roman. Last September, President Trump announced that he would phase out Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, the program that protects immigrants who were brought to the United States illegally as children. In that announcement, Trump challenged Congress to come up with a legislative solution by yesterday, March 5th, but Congress failed to do so. In the meantime, two federal courts ruled against the president's decision to end DACA, forcing the government to continue accepting renewal applications. As a result, the so-called Dreamers, whose DACA status was set to expire beginning this week, can now apply for another two-year renewal, and that will prevent about 13,000 DACA recipients from losing their status this month alone, according to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Nationally, there were almost 700,000 DACA recipients last fall, and a University of California researcher estimated that almost 42,000 of them live in New York State and another 25,000 in New Jersey. So clearly, the future of DACA is a particularly important issue here in the tri-state area. Beth Fertig is a senior reporter for WNYC, where she covers immigration and legal affairs, and she's with us now. Beth, welcome back to Metro Focus.
Thanks so much.
Beth, I know it's complicated, but I wonder if you could give us a quick explanation of what the two federal courts and the Supreme Court did to throw a monkey wrench into President Trump's attempt to end DACA.
Okay, quick explanation.
Well, as best you can.
In January, a judge in California, a federal judge in California, said that the Trump administration had improperly ended DACA, or had gone about ending it in the wrong way, and therefore he issued an injunction blocking the government from ending it on March 5th, as they wanted to do. And then the government had to allow DACA recipients who had missed the deadline or whose status was going to expire after March 5th to reapply. So if they already had DACA, which meant you're protected from deportation and you're given a work authorization, but their status was supposed to expire anytime after March 5th, they were now allowed to reapply. Yesterday, on Monday, the Trump administration won one. Another federal judge in Maryland said, actually, you did everything properly. It's okay for you to end DACA. But
does that change anything?
No, it changes nothing, because there's already these two injunctions from the judges in California and Brooklyn, which block them from ending it, and people with DACA status can still reapply.
And what would ending DACA have looked like? Absent the court's rulings, what would have happened to the DACA recipients as of yesterday?
So, there's hundreds of thousands of them in the country, and because it's a two-year program, as I mentioned, their renewal comes up every 2 years. So in March alone, the government had estimated that 13,000 people were going to lose their DACA protections because that's when they were coming up for renewal. For example, there's a young guy I met named Hugo, who his renewal date was March 9th, which meant that he couldn't have qualified for another renewal, except that this California court ruled that he could. So he got his paperwork in. He was very happy to do that he could now get another 2-year extension. So those 13,000 people now had the chance to reapply, and so do the people after them. However, people who have never applied for DACA,
who are eligible but haven't applied.
Exactly. They cannot.
Okay.
Because it's still just about the people who had it.
I see.
And whether or not
so
they can
the court
renew.
ruling doesn't stop them. Doesn't stop that.
No.
They still can't get it now.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, so, as I said in the introduction, the president told Congress, do something in 6 months, pass a law, which is what it should be, and I will agree with you and protect DACA recipients. Congress couldn't do it, even though the Senate turned down 4 proposals, all of them which would have legalized the status of DACA recipients. Why couldn't they get it together?
The short answer, despite there being bipartisan proposals, was that the Trump administration held to the president's insistence that there be conditions attached to allowing the so-called Dreamers to stay and apply for citizenship, and those who are not yet in the program. There would have been over 1 million people who don't have it who could have applied. And he said, I would only allow that if you give me the $25 billion or so for the border wall and end what he calls chain migration, but is also called family unification, which allows a current immigrant who's here legally to apply for family members to come. The president said only minors, children under 18, and spouses should be allowed to come.
So do you see any possibility of compromise?
It doesn't look like that because the compromises that were floated, the bipartisan proposals, didn't go anywhere because the Trump administration was so against it, and he refused to accept those, and Congress couldn't agree on anything. And so it doesn't look like they're anywhere near doing anything before the midterm elections.
So what's your best guess? Will there be something like a DREAM Act by the end of this year, or are DACA recipients going to continue to be in legal limbo?
They're going to keep fighting to get their cause heard and put pressure on Congress, no doubt. The ACLU and other groups have put out big media campaigns. They've been rallying. You know, a whole bunch of them were rallying in D.C. on Monday and even got arrested. But the fact of the matter is, there's no real deadline for Congress to act without that March 5th deadline that they already failed to meet.
Well, thank you so much, Beth, for talking to us today.
You're welcome.